a white man, is charged with murdering a black teenager after they got into an argument over loud music. Take a look at this.
It began with a fight over loud music. Police say he fired 4 shots into the SUV Davis was in.
These were young people in that car. Had that been 4 grown black men, he would have never showed out and did any of that.
I saw a barrel come up on the window, like a single shot shotgun.
Saying he feared for his safety, Dunn retrieved his gun.
You're gonna hear bang, 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 bang. 4 terrified teenagers began an ominous roll call. Everybody responded to the sound of their name, except Jordan Davis.
Okay, Miss Ali, Dunn described these kids as thugs and the music as thug music. What do you say?
Well, you know, that's the new code word. A few years ago, Reverend Al Sharpton, I believe he buried the N-word and was trying to teach us not to use that on each other, not to call each other that, not to use it in rap music and everything. But that has become the new code word to call black men thugs, which is just saying another word for the N-word. It's unfortunate that this has happened and that we're getting ready to almost have an instant replay of what we've already been through on this. And that saddens me. Another black mother has got to grieve the killing of her child by someone outside of his race and who she can't do anything about. There's nothing she can do about it. They may as well pick the same jury they had with Zimmerman.
Well, Segun, my understanding is this young man's mother was hoping that race did not come into play.
Yeah, you know, Dr. Drew, to be honest with you, I am too. I would like to focus on the fact that the law is inadequate. I think that the law allows people who are not trained in crisis situations to carry guns. Now, we can argue color if we want to, but at the end of the day, there's a kid who was murdered, and I find it just appalling that this law is on the books, and people that are not trained in how to deal with crisis situations are carrying firearms.
Yeah.
Yes, the stand your ground law.
Now
I mean,
we know why they got you on
law.
here.
What do you mean, Miss Ali? What do you mean?
Well, that is an old slavery time answer to keep saying it has nothing to do with race. Everything has something to do with color. We pick how we dress. We pick our food. We pick the weather. We pick everything on color. So why do you all keep pretending we don't make judgments about people about color?
All right, hold on. Anahita, I'm going to get to you in a second, but I want to get to Jason, you're from Australia, dude. What can you relate to it? Do you have a different perspective? Can you understand what Miss Ali's talking about?
Look, I know I look scary, but I really don't think that the race thing should come into play. I feel like if a guy says to a bunch of people playing loud music, turn your music down, you're already asking for it. I'm a tough guy. I can beat up people if I want to, but I would never tell somebody to turn their music down unless I wanted trouble. So I think he wanted the drama. I don't think it matters what color the kids are. I think it just, that guy who shoots people? You don't tell people to turn music down. You know that's an altercation. You wanted one.
I like.
No.
Well,
oh my gosh, Dr. Drew.
I think you all live in some kind of alter universe.
I can't.
See, this is what happens. When we go to these trials and black men are involved, 2 things have to take place. First, the defense attorney has to dehumanize the victim and make sure that the jury understands that these are some kind of threatening, dangerous people. And secondly, he has to do what you all charge me with. He has to race bait the jury and bring up their greatest fears of whatever they've heard about black men. Black men have been in this country over 400 years being called a boy. But every time they do something, then they become a man. These were 4 children in this car, teenagers. And there's no parent in America with a 17-year-old child that calls him a man.
I love the look of incredulity on Jason's face. Wait, hold on, Segun. I want to get from Jason first because he has a look of disbelief. Go ahead.
Do you really have to? I mean, I just, you know, she seems like a nice lady, but maybe, I don't know. I just think that the race thing it's over the top and unnecessary. The guy shot 4 kids. Who cares what color they are?
He did.
Who cares about the race thing? It's just too much. It's like it's all you're about.
I care. A lot of people care.
A grown man killed 4 kids. So regardless of color, the law that allows him to do that needs to be changed or needs to be looked at. Because until the law is changed, regardless of the color, those types of things are going to happen. So,
All right.
you know,
all right.
There
to
you
me, the
go.
law
I
is
like that
inadequate.
guy.
Jenny, finish up. What's your
Of
comment?
Yeah,
course
he
you
killed-
do.
first of all, he
wants
killed-
you to like him.
He killed one kid.